We start off this episode of Performance TV by getting a lift. No, not that kind of lift. Top lifting technology for four-wheel drive vehicles. Then we test a fluid for the best fix of a groaning power steering pump. An old Ford pickup gets a major audio upgrade, and a screaming eagle gets ready to take flight. All next on Performance TV.
Welcome to this week's Performance TV, where we're going to teach you how quickly you can take your top off, whether you have a JL or a JK Jeep. And Fred with Top Lift Pros, we've had you guys in with us before. It's so cool, it's so easy, where we slide it in, take the top right off, less than 2 minutes, but you're always making things better, and we're gonna be able to do it with one finger.
That's right. So this is a device where it's just be a bolt-on retrofit to your Top Lift Pro that you already have. It's just a very easy solution, so for anybody to take their top off, including, we have a lot of disabled veterans. We're just trying to make things as easy as possible. With the touch of a finger, you can just pop the top off. And this will just retrofit nice and easy onto an existing unit that many of our customers already have. From top to bottom, it's still going to be just wonderful quality.
Okay. You're talking about retrofitting. What are all the pieces that we're going to be adding to this?
So we're adding an actuator, and we're just going to change out one of the arms, and then we have a power button for the up and down.
Okay.
And then we have just a battery and a tray. And so it'll just bolt right on, and then away you go.
For those who may not be familiar with the Top Lift Pro, this thing, I've used it without, having the button, and it was still extremely easy for me to be able to do this by myself, don't have anybody around. But one of the most fun things about having a Jeep is to be able to take the top off,
right,
and be able to store it with this and not take up extra space in our garage.
Exactly, and that's our whole point of the device, is to have one unit to take a two-door, a four-door, a lifted Jeep, and then just now we're just retrofitting a device on there just to make it that much easier, because it's becoming an increasingly popular item in the marketplace for the Jeeps.
Right, and this thing is very well constructed. It's so easy to roll around, whether you're on a nice smooth surface or you've even got cobblestones or whatever.
Right.
You're using this, say, in a carport area or whatever, or outside. This thing rolls around very nicely.
Great, and then there's no installation. You don't have all that cables hanging from your ceiling, and you can park your Jeep in your garage with your top off.
That's right, based on the way that this is made. What I want to see is how quickly we can take our top off, and let's go over to Joe.
Top Lift Pros already has a great product for Jeep owners. It makes it easier to take the top off, but they've taken it to the next level. Bearing, putting it in, lining it up, it looks pretty simple.
It is. It's extremely simple. This came to market about 3 years ago, and we're constantly improving and innovating, and Frederick has just done that again now with a electric lift part of it.
So you've lined it up, you've put it in. I imagine people at home, they already have the product, they go through the process. But people who are just seeing it for the first time, this is very simple to do.
Yes, it is. We call it the 3 Ps. You prep your top, you unbolt it, then you position the lift into place, and then you just have to push the button. And then as you push the button, it just takes the top off for you.
So if you're a little older or you just don't want to push a lever, the electric motor is making it a one-button situation. You could do that with a beverage in your hand.
Absolutely, your favorite beverage, for sure.
And so the top is off just like that. It's going to make our Jeep a lot more accessible. One person can do this, and that is the real challenge. A lot of people got to call their friends over to pull the top off, and you end up not doing it.
That's right. That's right. So you buy a Jeep that is actually a convertible, and now you can go convertibleless, on a whim. You don't have to plan an event.
And you can store it this way as well.
Yes. Yes. So you can store your hardtop right on here, and then It's designed so that way there, it doesn't take up any room in your garage either.
You can just drive out from under it. Of course, you are going to pull it out, and we're going to see the whole thing in action. Top Lift Pros has done a great job making it ergonomically easy, and now adding this extra element of simplicity with the electric motor. I'm going to jump up in here, and we are ready to rock and roll with this bad boy, hit the trails, get outside, have a lot of fun, and do it with one person. If you are interested in this, and I know you are, check out the website topliftpros.com, and we'll be back with more Performance TV after this.
Okay, Performance TV fans, it's time to test your automotive IQ. Frenchman Nicolas Joseph Cugnot invented the first steam-powered road vehicle, a tractor for the French Army. In what year did Cugnot's machine first hit the road? Was it 1805, 1650, 1899, or 1769? Believe it or not, over 250 years ago in 1769. More Performance TV right after this. Performance TV is brought to you by Neato, creating time-maximizing efficiency. Steel rubber products, quality crafted rubber parts and weather stripping. RockAuto.com, all the parts your car will ever need. And by Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever.
Welcome back to Performance TV. This is a hot little C4 Corvette, but power steering pump noise, that is going to chase everybody away. But do not worry, Kathy has got a solution.
Well, Joe, that whining sound, or maybe the steering wheel just feels like it's a little harder to turn, and that's not the way power steering is supposed to work. We're going to be able to help you out with that today. We have Mark here with us from Steel Shield Technologies. And Mark, not only with the power steering issues that we may have, your product works kind of across the board.
Absolutely.
To help us out with problems or to prevent problems.
Right.
What is it about your product that works so well?
It's our advanced boundary film technology. It's proprietary to us, and we perfected it. There's no negative results with it at all. It's all positive benefits.
So you're not actually making oils and fluid and things like that. You're making something that works with it.
Right, exactly, exactly. It's used to different industries, from trucking to automobile and the engines to the industrial version. This is a grease here that has a lithium complex, which adds our additive added to it to give you the advanced boundary film. This is a penetrating oil here. It's called Strike Shield. It's a very environmentally friendly penetrating oil.
Sure, and right all the way to people who are with their guns and that type of thing. Your product works as well. But I want to see what makes it work so well. And I know that you have a great demonstration for us.
Glad to show it to you.
All right. So first we're going to start off with just what grade of oil do we have?
It's a 1540.
Okay, so just like we have with our diesels.
That's correct. That's correct. So this test machine is a standard in the industry. It's designed by a company called Felix Corporation. It's a Timken OK load test. The two metal surfaces you see right here is this one is a Timken Race, has a Rockwell hardness of C62, and the other metal surface in the holder here are these Felix tapered test rolls, have a Rockwell hardness of C58. So the machine will turn 1,725 RPMs with the electric motor. It's turning the belt, it's turning the shaft. And we're going to apply the oil onto the race.
And what will we be simulating here?
This is extreme conditions of wear.
Okay.
We're going to multiply the pressures on two metal surfaces.
Okay, let's see her go here.
Okay, we have the tapered bearing in the holder here. Put it on the machine. Two things to watch is the amp meter and the scale. Every pound I apply on the scale is equivalent to over 30 pounds of pressure. So we're going to pull it down.
And see how it goes. And boy, that didn't go very far before that was off.
Right, about 8 pounds or so.
So we just froze up an engine.
You can see the wear that's taken place already.
It barely even got a chance to get going.
Just to show you the consistency of the test, turn it to a new spot. We'll do it again here.
And boom, gone.
All right.
Just like that. And we didn't, use some cheap oil or anything like that. That was
The
it.
brand names.
Yes.
It really doesn't matter what the name is. And So that's the wear that's taking place. Return it to a new spot.
Using the same exact piece
Right, we're gonna take the oil,
and take it away.
take it away. Now I'll just take some of the engine shield.
And you're just going to,
Yeah, just going to take some of the oil residue off the race. Add the product, which is the honey color, no solid particles, no Teflons, mollies, graphites, or silicons in it. Again, we'll do it again here.
okay.
And this will be the difference. This is the ABF technology.
Wow, look how much pressure you're able to put on there. And it just keeps going and going.
We're all the way down to the bottom of the scale, over 25 pounds of pressure. Amps are still low.
And wow, what a difference that makes. And not only for the inside of your engine, but of course, like we're going to see Joe do, and get our power steering fixed up.
So we removed the old fluid with the syringe included in the kit, replaced it with the power steering shield, and just like that, the sound is gone. For more information, check out their website, Power Steering Shield. Looks like it's a great product. We'll have more Performance TV after this.
You're tuned in to Performance TV, so we know you love cars. So do most Americans. In 2018, the United States had a population of around 330 million people. And that same year, Americans owned a reported 270 million motor vehicles. We'll have more ways you can improve your car coming up right after this. Keep it locked on Performance TV. Performance TV coming from Borla Commerce Park.
Welcome back to Performance TV. You know, the 1977 Pontiac Trans Am, driven by the Bandit and Smokey and the Bandit, is one of my favorite cars of all time. So you know, I was super excited when Bradley from 1245 Graphics brings a hood in here, and we're going to use the AP laser on it. We're going big today.
Yes, so AP laser actually allows you to do huge things because of the open architecture. As you can see, a lot of lasers would not allow you to put a 77 Trans Am hood and make it into Smokey and the Bandit theme.
Absolutely. The Screamin' Chicken, one of the coolest logos in all of automotive, all of motorsports, and we are lasering one into the hood. How did we set this up?
So we have what we call a carriage cart, or basically a dolly, that we sit these large items on and just roll it underneath. We level the laser head to whatever we're lasering, and that's done by these four corners. And that allows you to do these odd objects. We have different sets of lenses, so you can actually adjust for curvature, just like we all know hoods have curves. So you can adjust for that and compensate, and you don't have anything to worry about with the AP laser.
Now, we know the laser can do the job, and we're seeing it work, but it's not just the laser, it's the customer service and the community behind it. Talk a little bit about your company, 1245 Graphics.
So 1245 Graphics was born out of the basement of my house. We started very small, and we grew and grew and grew into what we are today. But what we always focus on is customer service. And we expect that from the companies we do business with, because machines aren't necessarily the cheapest in the world to be able to do quality, so we want that customer service, and AP Laser is able to give that to us. Technical support 24/7, you call them at midnight, and hey, you get somebody on the phone right then and there, and you can have your problem fixed and back at it. That was our biggest selling point for AP Laser.
Now we're at 1245 AM. Now you've got some other stuff that you did, some gas caps. I see one from our sister show, Motorhead Garage, a license plate holder. It allows you to really run wild with your imagination.
Yes, if you take a look at the gas caps, it doesn't matter if it's just bare aluminum, bare steel. You can still etch on that with a special substance. You can take paint off, you can powder coat and then etch away the powder coat. You can even layer different colors with masking and painting, and it's a process, but you can do amazing things with the AP Laser that you might not be able to with others.
I love the idea that you can do something really big. I know you guys had the DeSoto project, you guys have done some hot rods, and you're very automotive with this.
Yes, all the way from valve covers, oil caps, gas caps, air covers, even metal tumblers, because you still have to have a drink while you're driving down the road. It doesn't matter what you're doing with the AP Laser. You can venture into many different markets, and if you want a side gig, AP Laser can provide you a little extra income on the back end.
I like it, and it looks like our Screamin' Chicken is coming out real well. And just like that,
Yep.
I'm excited.
Oh, I am as well. All right, 1, 2.
And there it is.
There we go. Now all we've got to do is clean it up a little bit, just like with anything. And there's a bunch of things we can do with this. A paint fill into those areas. Obviously, it needs to be cleaned up because it just had a laser run over it, so we need to clean it.
But the idea that you can just let your mind and imagination run wild in terms of creativity. We just did the hood of a car.
A hood of a car, and it's all thanks to the open architecture of AP Laser.
Now, this is something that we've seen, big products, small products, automotive, creativity, but in the end, though, the ability to have people at the other end of a phone line or a community of people who are doing what you're doing, that's got to put it over the top.
Oh yeah, so you have a huge Facebook network of people who are always there for help, ideas to bounce off of each other to help your business grow, and you always have that technical support 24/7, and it all goes back to emotional marketing, which is just customizing something for someone. Now you've got a hood, you can do their valve covers, oil caps, air covers, everything just for that single person.
No, that's perfect. You can brand a whole car, something special, something unique. Bradley, you guys have done a great job here. 1245 Graphics. I love your specialty. I love what you're doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I'll tell you what, if you love it too, you're going to want to hit the website, aplaser.com. And for Performance TV viewers, they've got a special discount, aplaser.com/TV. Hit it up. You're going to love it. And we've got more show to come as well. We'll be back with more Performance TV after this.
Henry Ford was known for perfecting the assembly line and making cars more affordable. But what was the first mass-produced car in the United States? You'll have to go all the way back to 1901 to Olds Motor Works. Ransom Eli Olds rolled out the curved dash Olds. Only 425 were built, and they cost between $250 and $850. Performance TV is brought to you by Stage 8 Fasteners, home of the world's best locking header bolt. Locking kits now available for all turbo applications. Go to stage8.com. Bullet Liner. Think outside the bid liner. Chicago Pneumatic Tools. People, passion, performance. And by Unruly. Reliable engineered products.
Welcome back to Performance TV. You got a cool old truck like our 78 F-150 Ranger behind us, but you still want to be able to have modern day technology, hands-free, talking on the phone, all of your tunes from your smartphone. Well, we can do that, and that's thanks to Custom Auto Sound. What's really cool about the radio that we have to install in our Ford back here is it's going to fit like stock, and it's going to look like that as well. It's the slide bar radio. So right now, it just looks like a typical AM radio, but once you slide the bar over, you're going to have 7 different LCD colors. You can customize it, make it look blue or white, just like our truck behind us. You're also going to have up to 300 watts of sound. And with our additional Bluetooth that we have, like I mentioned, you're going to be able to talk hands-free. You're going to be able to use your phone for all of your streaming of your audio, maybe some podcast or something like that, right from a truck like this. And like I said, it's super easy to install. And with Custom Auto Sound, hey, it's all assembled right here in the USA. It goes through many different tests to make sure quality control is going to be just what you get from every single Custom Auto Sound radio. And Joe is going to show us just how easy it is to install.
And here we go with the install. 78 Ford F-150 Ranger, pretty cool. Old girl deserves to have some cool music. So this install is going to be a little bit different because we've got this interesting AC/radio bezel. So the first thing we're going to do is put a couple of washers on the radio to act as stabilizers underneath, give it a little more structural integrity. Of course, Custom Auto Sound does a great job of providing everything you need. Then the bezel or metal framework will go over the top, and then we'll put on our next washer and our next washer. Now, I like the idea of Bluetooth. I like the idea of hands-free, but I also like the idea of being able to jam out to whatever I want, regardless of how many years my car has been out there on the road. And that's the challenge that Custom Auto Sound has really fixed for so many cars. I have a slightly newer car, and I can't do all of these things. I don't have all the great benefits that they have put together in these radios that this 78 Ford F-150 is going to have. So we tighten that down a little bit. I'm just getting it hand tight until it is in position, and then we'll crank on it the rest of the way. But you can see that has all gone together very well. Next, what we're going to do is plug everything in. Couple of plugs, not a big deal. And the folks at Custom Auto Sound have done a great job of making sure that you'd have to really be trying really hard to mess this deal up, because it is all keyed. There's only one way they go in, and you can figure that out just by looking at the way that they are. So this one goes into the bottom. It is the wiring harness and antenna. The other is for the speakers, and they pop in and you'll hear it click. If it doesn't click, it's not in. Once it clicks, it's in, and if you want to take it back out, there's a little bit of a lever there. So you just release it. So we got our antenna, we got our speakers, we've got our wiring harness. That is all ready to go. We're going to try to neatly tuck the wires back in there. Of course, we disconnected the battery first thing. Should have told you that right off the bat, but we got it in there, and look, it's going into position just like that. So these screws are what we're going to use to get it all in position and hold it in there, and then we'll go back and tighten everything up and make sure it is all absolutely perfect. We want to line it up as best as we can. There's one. You heard it snap into place, and we'll run that in. Now what I like to do, and I think most people will tell you this, is before I tighten something completely up, get a couple located in position. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish tightening all of these things up, and then we'll reconnect the battery and test it. Again, podcast listeners, Custom Auto Sound has got you figured out. You can load on a USB drive, listen to all your hit music and all of that. So what I'm going to do is finish this up. We'll get Kathy to reconnect the battery, and then we'll test it and jam out to some modern tunes on our brand new Custom Auto Sound radio.
How'd you do?
It's ready to go. You ready?
Yes.
Here we go.
See if you have a good taste in music this time.
Of course I do.
There you go, and now we have modern day technology.
78, modern music, Bluetooth, everything. It's perfect.
That's right. You want to find out more about what they have for your vehicle, go to custom-autosound.com. And that's all the time we have for this week's episode of Performance TV. Joe, you know, if people have something that they would like to see on the show, what do they got to do?
Email jeff@masterstv.com. We'd love to see your product on the show.
We'll have more Performance TV next week. See you then.